What's going on, everyone? It's time for another sci-fi thriller film review. Today it's not really a Christmas movie, but it takes place somewhat around Christmas time, so I thought I'd talk about it anyways. It's The Day the World Ended, 2001. Um, I'm not sure if this is an actual remake to the 50s film Day the World Ended, but I know they definitely play a homage to it a lot in this. But it was released by Creature Features, the film company by Stan Winston. They did four like indie lower budget monster movies, She Creature, this one, and two others. I can't remember what they are, but they're really hard to find. So I'm glad I could talk about this one. I reviewed She Creature a while ago here on this channel. It's about a killer mermaid and stuff, and it's basically creature feature films that they just focused on and made themselves. So yeah, it was released November 23rd, 2001. It was produced by Lou Arloff, Stan Winston, and Colleen Camp. It was written by Brian King and directed by Terrence Gross. Now, he's done films like um, uh, Hotel Splendid, A Fistful of Karma, Elements of Acting, and Lady Sorrows. He's only done a few films, so this is his only thriller sci-fi film. So this film, The Day the World Ended, is about a young kid. And pay attention to how I say this, because this film is very similar to a modern movie that came out a couple of, like 2 years ago that I reviewed, or a year and a half ago. So, but yeah, The Day the World Ended. A young kid is getting bullied and is extroverted, basically, keeping to himself, and then he's obsessed with comic books and other odd things like that, aliens and things of that nature. And yeah, he's getting picked on and stuff, and he's not very social. So a young up and coming social worker befriends him and starts working with them and try to figure out what's actually going on in his head. Where as this film slowly progresses, he slowly starts thinking there's an alien out there, and he refers to it as Daddy. And yeah, it's starting to sound like a weird erotic porn film, but it's not. So yeah, as they keep saying, no, there's no such thing as this. And sure enough, as the story goes on, Daddy seems to be a little more real than what actually might actually be what the townspeople might think, and starts causing a little bit of trouble and hysteria in the town. Overall, this film was pretty well shot. The cinematography in this looks really good. It actually looks like a Hallmark Christmas movie for most of it, but obviously the practical effects and creature effects looks really good and outstanding. Now, the first time I watched this, I was really stoned, and I thought it looked really hokey, but then I watched it sober, and yeah, it looks really good and stuff. Yeah, I kind of wish they showed it a little bit more, but this is like one of those creature features where you save it for the climax. You show bits and pieces here and there. It's a good way, the way they structured it, on how it plays with the audience of, is it actually there, or is it just in the kid's mind and stuff. And I like that aspect of it. Now, I've never seen the original, so I'm not sure how much of it is similar and whatnot. I'm sure I'll watch it at some point, but for now, this one does have a good classic monster movie aesthetic. It definitely follows the same narrative and the same style as the old 50s horror creature feature films. So if you like that type of those type of films, and but more modernized with modern like puppetry and CGI and stuff, this one might be for you. The characters are pretty standard in this. It's not the most diverse group of characters or anything like that. We've all seen them before, especially if you've seen the movie Antlers. Antlers is basically a carbon copy of this, just done a little more violently, and the father figure in that one is way more aggressive and eerie and scarier. This one's just a standard sort of like adoptive father. He tries to step in and like help him out, but yeah, for it seemed very similar, like that they took a lot antlers. It could just be coincidence, but they took a lot of similarities with the introverted kid and everything like that, with some like other people noticing what's going on and the obsession of the social worker with the kid. Yeah, but that could just be me. But overall, I thought it looked very similar. But I'm surprised no one really talks about this. There's not really a review of it on the channel. There's really views of the cover and mentions of it being made, but no one's actually sat down and actually talked about it, as far as I know. So it's cool to see that I'm actually doing this. So yeah, overall, I thought the film was pretty standard. It is not bad. Like, it's not terrible or anything. It is pretty slow for the first half, though. Once you get the creature effects showing and all that, it gets to be a good little popcorn flick. But overall, it's nothing more than that. They don't do anything too crazy, and that it's not like two films went one like She Creature or anything. Overall, I thought it was just a pretty amusing standard creature feature film. So with that, I'm going to give The Day the World Ended, the 2001 version, a 2 out of 5. Yeah, if they changed it up a bit or added a little bit more to it, I think it would have been better. Also, I think this was made for TV, so it's still not as bad as like the Asylum films or films from the Asylum Film Company and stuff like that. But overall, I thought this was pretty uh, amusing, but pretty standard and a little slow. So if you want to check it out, I have no idea where you can find it. I couldn't find it on any streaming service. So I'll link the trailer down below at least, so you can check that out. Also, make sure you check out my Instagram that's linked down below. So I always post clips of films I'm going to review in the future, all my stories, other film hashtags, subject on film and hashtags, so you're aware of it. Also, my Letterbox is down below at Derek P Reviews. That's where I post my first star rating right after watching the films. And my Twitter's down below at Reviews _ Derek. So follow me on those platforms. Stay in loop with this channel. Like this video, share some more people aware of it. Comment your opinions of the film down below if you have any. If you have any films or film franchise in any genre and on any streaming service that you want to hear my opinions on in the future, comment those down below too. I'll try my best to get to them as soon as I can, and if I can find them. And yeah, make sure you subscribe. Hope you'll find some weird, obscure, and odd that you probably never thought checking out together. And also share my opinions on popular films. So come out classic films and reviews on other things as well. And don't forget to ring that bell because, well, I still got to finish my Milwaukee Metal Fest reviews, so I'm going to do the next 2 days for those, and maybe do another monster movie like Dragon Wars or something like that. And then maybe start doing some Christmas stuff since it's December. But yeah, so make sure you ring the bell so you don't miss all that, and we'll close off the year correctly. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So yeah, watch out for all those kids thinking they see aliens out there, even though they look like killer beetles and might actually be out there. And I guess I'll see you all in the next review. So until then, cheers.